Hi friends, welcome back to another Read Aloud with Mr. Ward. Today's story is actually one of my favorites. It's called The Little Red Hen. And this one, the pictures were done by Lucinda McQueen. It's a very old story and it's been retold many, many times because it's so good. Once upon a time, there was a little red hen who shared her tiny cottage with a goose, a cat, and a dog. The goose was a gossip. She chatted with the neighbors all day long. The cat was very vain. She brushed her fur, straightened her whiskers, and polished her claws all day long. The dog was always sleepy. He napped on the front porch swing all day long. The little red hen ended up doing all of the work around the house. She cooked, she cleaned, she washed the clothes, she took out the trash, she mowed the lawn and raked the leaves. She even did all of the shopping. One morning on her way to the market, the little red hen found a few grains of wheat. She put them in the pocket of her apron. When she got home, she asked her friends, "Who will plant these grains of wheat?" "Not I," said the goose. "Not I," said the cat. "Not I," said the dog. "Then I will plant them myself," said the little red hen. And she did. When the grains of wheat began to sprout, the little red hen cried, "Look, the wheat I planted is coming up. Who will help me take care of it this summer?" "Not I," said the goose. "Not I," said the cat. "Not I," said the dog. "Then I will take care of it myself," said the little red hen. And she did. All summer long, she cared for the growing wheat. She made sure that it got enough water, and she hoed the weeds out carefully between each row. By the end of summer, the wheat had grown tall, and when it turned from green to gold, she asked her friends, "Who will help me cut and thresh this wheat?" "Not I," said the goose. "Not I," said the cat. "Not I," said the dog. "Then I will cut and thresh it myself," said the little red hen. And she did. When all of the wheat had been cut and threshed, the little red hen scooped the wheat into a wheelbarrow and said, "This wheat must be ground into flour. Who will help me take it to the mill?" "Not I," said the goose. "Not I," said the cat. "Not I," said the dog. "Then I will take it myself," said the little red hen. And she did. The miller ground the wheat into flour and put it into a bag for the little red hen. Then all by herself, she pushed the bag home in the wheelbarrow. Oh, this poor red hen has to do everything by herself. One cool fall morning, not many days later, the little red hen got up early and said, "Today would be a perfect day to bake some bread. Who will help me bake a loaf of bread with the flour I brought home from the mill?" "Not I," said the goose. "Not I," said the cat. "Not I," said the dog. "Then I will bake the bread myself," said the little red hen. And she did. She mixed the flour with milk and eggs and butter and salt. She kneaded the dough. She shaped it into a nice plump loaf. Then she put the loaf in the oven and watched it as it baked. Fresh baked bread. The smell of the baking bread soon filled the air. It smelled so delicious that the goose stopped chatting, the cat stopped brushing, and the dog stopped napping. Oh. One by one, they came into the kitchen. When the little red hen took the freshly baked loaf of bread out of the oven, she said, "Who will help me eat the bread?" "Oh, I will," said the goose. "And I will," said the cat. "And I will," said the dog. "You will? said the Little Red Hen. Who planted the wheat and took care of it? I did. Who cut the wheat? Who threshed it and took it to the mill? I did. Who brought the flour home and baked this loaf of bread? I did. I did it all by myself. Now, I am going to eat it by myself. And that is exactly what she did. Look at all their faces. Now they're disappointed. But imagine how the Little Red Hen felt the entire time when she couldn't get anyone to help her. I think this is a wonderful story. It teaches us that doing the little bits of jobs along the way makes it all worth it at the end when you can share the reward instead of just watching someone enjoy it because you didn't want to take part in it. So always help others out, especially when it has to do with baking bread. All right, I hope you enjoyed that story, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Hey guys, so for today's activity, we're going to make a ladybug. First thing you need to do is fold your paper in half. It can be long ways or short ways. And then what we're going to do is draw half circles right where the fold is. So make sure you've got it folded pretty even. And I'm going to use the same color crayon that I'm going to color with. So I need one big half circle. And this one's going to be the wings on my ladybug. Now I'm going to have a big black half circle for my body that goes under the wings. And try and make them roughly the same size. It's okay if it's a little off. Then a little bit smaller circle for the head. I'm going to do it black too. And then I'm going to need two more little half circles. And these will be the eyeballs. So I'm not going to color them in, but I'll just do it with the black crayon so I know where to cut later. So now that once you have all 5 of your half circles, you can open it up to see what it looks like. And it looks like you need to finish the other circle, but it's okay. You don't need to worry about it too much. So let's start coloring. Go ahead and fill in each one with the same color that you drew it with. So this one, once I finish coloring it in with black, I'll show you how you finish the other side of it to make sure that everything's colored. All right, so I'm going to open it up after I color all the black. And you can do it 2 different ways. I'll show you one way if you want to try and be a little bit more accurate, but it's okay to just do it the second way too. So I'm going to try and just draw the rest of my circles so you can kind of get an idea of what it would look like after it's been opened up. And then I'm going to fill that all in with black. Just make sure if you do it this way that you draw the circle either a little bit bigger or really close to the same size. That way when you cut it out, it's the same. Now this one I'm just going to scribble far over because when I cut it, it's going to cut out a circle shape for me, and it doesn't really matter how well I color the backside, so long as I'm coloring it far enough. So I'll do the same thing with the red, and I'm not going to make it a circle, I'm just going to color it really far over. So now once I fold it back together, you'll see how when I cut this out, it doesn't matter that I didn't make it a circle. All right, so now I've got everything colored that I needed to. And remember, the 2 little ones are my eyeballs, so I don't have to do those. So now when I cut this out, I'm going to follow the very outside of where I first drew my circles, my half circles. But because the paper is folded, once I'm done cutting it out, it'll become an entire circle. Okay, I'll just get the head. And then the 2 little eyeballs. Now remember, these ones we weren't going to color because I wanted them to be white so they stand out. Perfect. Now, let me just show you the paper. So now after you open it back up, it's going to look like it just has a bunch of circle holes throughout the whole thing. So you can get rid of that. That's trash now. Open up the body so you can see what it starts with. So you'll lay out your body, nice black circle. Then you get your little head and you'll just put it on the end. Get your 2 little eyeballs. Now these ones, because there was a little black line on one side, I'm going to turn it over and use the back side where there was no coloring on it. And I'll just put both of them on that little black circle, the little head part. And then the only other thing that you still need to cut is going to be our wings. Now I want it to look like it's ready to fly away. So right where there was that fold in the middle, just cut straight down that line. Just like that. And then when you lay it on there, you lay it a little opened up so you can see the body and the wings look like they're open. And now I'll show you a way you can just make it some little black dots. That way it looks a little more like a ladybug. And there it is. I'll just glue it onto a piece of paper and it should be all good to go. And there you are. There's my finished ladybug on my brand new leaf that I colored also. All right, have fun. I'll see you next time.